nothing. It's not that. What's up, Law? It's not really that. It's more like the idea of high school hanging in the hood part 3 again. You know? Because a lot of it is like this false form of camaraderie. You know what I mean? But really, you want your boys all buzzed up when they forgot to tag off the electrical circuit. You know what I mean? The next day, drinking all day and all night. I mean, we did it all, man, but I'm not gonna get involved in no, construction environment where people are getting buzzed and faded and they're not efficient. You know what I mean? You might as well just scrap. You know what I mean? If it's all that, because that's what's gonna end you anyway. People pressing their own will within the workforce. You know what I mean? And trying to create hazard. So you're gonna beef no matter what, especially if you're genuine about the gig. And then you didn't even hang out with them. You know what I mean? These guys, you know what I mean? Fuck all that high school part 3 shit. You know? That's why you gotta be wise on what kind of career you want to get with. You know? I barely want to talk to people at work already because they're weak. Imagine hanging out at a construction site. I went to straight refinery, professional areas where, you know what I mean? Longshoreman situation, that's another one. People coked up, buzzed up. You know? And, paying union dues and all that, and like nothing ain't really changing in terms of like, yeah, you're making some money, but you're hanging out too much and you're involved in other people's wills in terms of like, they want to do what they want to do at work. The least drama will be at the bank because no one can play around over there really, but there's still a lot of gossip drama. You just keep it strictly business. But in terms of like being in an environment where people get hammered and going to work every day and you gotta tolerate that type of environment, be careful, man. Be an engineer, be the person that writes the blueprints, be the person that sells it, but don't be out there hammering nails and, running wire and, whether it's plumbing or anything like that, Look how far this fool's gonna reverse, So like, those are all lame gigs unless you want to tolerate that type of behavior. But my mindset's already, shit, we're going to have beef already no matter what. Because first of all, you're going to think that I'm too good, first of all, because I don't hang with y'all after work. And again, I don't fuck with y'all like that, Because that's all high school shit on the block shit. If you ain't killing no pedophiles and no fucking sex offenders, I can't vouch for your ass if you want to be down like that. Especially if some new cats. You know what I mean? So, fuck all that fucking gay shit. Homies want to hang out and just chill and shit. Like that's some kind of fucking, that's the thing. So, just those environments already. I would recommend, engineering areas. Things like that. Refinery type levels. Where the money's worth it to tolerate these type of environments and people. The hazard pay is up. Not none of this, babysitting motherfuckers every day and shit just because you want to kind of vouch for them and ride for them on that day when they give a shit. All they're gonna do is rat on you. All they're gonna do is, they got the bag on them. You guys get pulled over, hide in your car. You know what I mean? All kinds of bullshit. You know what I mean? Because they're already addicted to the pleasures, no discipline. So you gotta look at all those factors of like, yeah, they make money slightly. But they living at work all day and all night. Body wear and tear. Then they get hammered and faded. So that shit ain't even adding up right. Of course I ain't gonna fuck none of y'all weak ass bitches. You know what I mean? Shit, I ain't fucking with the help like that. Pass on all that shit. That's bullshit. It's like I'm gonna fuck with some dude that goes to strip joints and that motherfucker's into AIDS and STDs and herpes and shit like that. Then they want to play passy with the Jilla. You know what I mean? That they can't even roll their own shit up. So I'm looking at it like, a lot of busted shit going on with that type of environment, So I minimize my life, my economy. I'm so happy I got the power authority situation. I'm glad I got this little part-time gig, land property management, shit like that. Because as I get older, I'm vacating the economy process because it's too much babysitting, too much crybabies, Too many rats that want to jump up on some real game, but they ain't about shit. They're all about trying to just make you be part of a little weak ass clique. You know what I mean? But they ain't about nothing. When you really look at it like, damn, your wife tells you like that, your wife talks to you like that. Y'all motherfuckers ain't no relationship. That's your fucking boss. You know what I mean? That's your dictator. You know, so I don't want to see none of that goofy shit. You know what I mean? So that's how that goes. Pull $1 million on the bike, motherfucker.